Here we go again with another evening walk. What we got for a little walk this evening and do this talk. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. We are at Worthing, just going for a walk. These evening walks are good. I like them. Did the last two videos like this and people seem to like it, so we're going to do for a little walk this evening and see what's about. Let's get some views out here. Let's walk. Let's get across the road. Not go too much near the sound, the music just got my music. Yeah, look at that. See that? See that? It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports live from Worthing. So we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? Well, we might as well talk about two of the main talking topics. Is the fact that I told you, did I not tell you, that Hughie Fury was going to fight Alexander Povetkin? Did I not say that? Now, the matchroom thing caught me by surprise. That did, I swear it did. But apart from that, nothing else caught me by surprise. Hughie Fury signing with Matchroom, necessary. I think it builds his profile. Now, please bear in mind, I don't watch these videos. I don't watch interviews generally because I don't learn a lot from these interviews anymore. Often the interviews are just there to repeat whatever the promoter wants them to say, for the most part, and to follow the agendas that are put out there. So let's walk this way towards the pier for tonight. Nice and quiet out here. Get have a look and see where everything is tonight here. Literally here. The pier. The Worthing Pier. And then you've got the seafront. The sea. Beautiful. Okay. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this. Let's get some light on me. Let's talk about this situation with Dillian Whyte. The samples. See, honestly, if you ask my opinion, what I really think is going on, I watched some unseen footage, I said, and it was Dillian Whyte, and he was just after the press conference, and he asked the promoter whether it was a stitch up. Well, to me, my God, there's a fox here. My Lord. If you can see, that's a fox. Yo, listen. I'm doing a show. So fox off. You know what? In fact, there's one fox. I might have a family of foxes here. I ain't looking to get bit by no fox tonight. Yeah, you do your doo-doo, man. But I'm gone. Just seeing you here is like... Anyway, so the fact that he said that, he hope he isn't being stitched up. Yes, Prince, how we doing? The fact he's talking about being stitched up is a concern in itself. That, to me, I went back and looked at some of the videos that Dillian Whyte put out there on his channel. And they were old videos talking about AJ and him juicing and him going to Dubai and cycling and all that stuff. The fact he put all that stuff out there, I can tell you that did not go down well. It didn't go down well. Salute, brother. I can tell you that didn't go down well. And I'm going to keep on pushing this script that he did something that was very unpopular. Oh, it's really bright around here, so you can have a look and see. Have a look and see. There you go. That's what I think. And I think, me personally, I think they've got Dillian Whyte by the nuts. I think they've got Dillian Whyte by the nuts. That's what I think. And I think what they can do is this, in this situation. I've seen it so many times with sports stars. I've seen it happen so many times with sports stars where people's careers, look at David Beckham. Well, remember when Beckham got that red card? It is a nice series. All this here you're seeing here. Let me show you. All this stuff you're seeing here. This is the fun fit that's come to town. Look, this is my town. There you go. I just like walking along the strip, but yeah, we're gonna get back in a minute. But what was it? I think they've got it by the nuts, and this again could be a conspiracy theory, but I think they've got Dillian Whyte by the nuts. I did at one point, and I'm glad I'm back here. They had him by the nuts. We've got him by the nuts, and they're like saying, right, this is what we can do with your career. You sign with us, or you do this, or you do that, or you follow our way, and everything will be cushy. If you don't follow our way, and you don't do as we want, as we say, right, then we will ruin the rest of your career. So the choice is yours, boy. What are you going to do? That's how it seems to me. The delay with the B sample all sounds to me, well, you know, he didn't test positive, he was fine. Then he was this, and he was that. Then they both tested positive. To me, it just seems like a lot of things have been strung out, extremely strung out, and I'm just wondering why they've string it out for so long. And then I think to myself, potentially they're stringing it out because they got Dillian Whyte by the nuts. So what are you going to do, Dillian? Are you going to join the gang? Are you going to be one of us? Or are you going to keep doing things like a Lone Ranger? Then the revelation comes out. I don't know. I heard this stuff about Dean Whyte. I thought it was somebody else before, but I don't know. It's none of my business, to be honest. None of my business. So the whole Dean Whyte thing is none of my business. But what does matter to me, or in my opinion and how I see things, is that everything isn't as it may seem. Just think about it. Why else would you string something out for as long as they're stringing it out? I strung him out for 600 days plus for the mandatory position. We knew they didn't really want him to fight for that WBC title. If you notice that most of the guys that have been popped, Povetkin, Ortiz, now Whyte. Pretty decent fighters, all three of them. They all got popped. It's interesting, I said, Dillian Whyte made a lot of statements, made a lot of comments about AJ. You want to look at some lights for that? Look at this. This is one of the most beautiful parts for me of Worthing. Look at this. You like them? Look at something from abroad. Yeah, this is just the other end of the strip. Me personally, if you're going to ask me about Arsenal, if I'm brutally honest with you, they need to sort out their defence, man. Spend some money on a freaking good goalkeeper and a good defence. You buy in a winger. I mean, is it Pepe's a winger? Pep's a winger, isn't he? I think. I don't want to sound like a casual, but sort your damn defence out. Tighten that defence up. You've got a good attack. Get your defence sorted. So, 70 million on him. I hope to spend 100 million on the defence. Get some good defenders in. That's what I say. So let me walk down this road. So that's my answer to that thing about that. Um, so we're talking about Dillian Whyte. Very good sign, Pep. Yeah, defence is trash. I agree with you. Yeah, everyone who goes, most people get mandatory for Wilder end up getting PED'd. Now, I don't know. I asked the question before. I guess you are 41 years old. Nope. 43 now, my friend. 43. So what was I saying about Dillian Whyte? Yeah, so he's made a lot of comments about AJ. And you don't upset the golden boy, do you? So smash the like button, people. Well, you don't upset the golden boy, do you? So that's my thinking. You don't upset the golden boy. There's certain rules you don't break, certain things you don't say. And I think Dillian crossed that line. And I think for him crossing that line, they're now exerting their power. Right, okay, so you won't get knocked out. So you won't go by the script to get knocked out and going away. So you won't go by the script that way. Okay, fine. So you won't sign to a promoter full time. Okay, fine. So what we're going to do instead? You won't do those two things? Maybe we can and you won't get knocked out by Oscar Rivas. You won't get knocked out by Lucas Brown. You're here to stay. All right, fine. So we've got to get disrail you some other way. And that's what it is. And they've got enough media out there to push this agenda. Where you at, Ingram? Where you at, baby? I'm in Worthing. I'm just going for work, to walk down Worthing. Going for a stroll in the evening. The evening stroll. You know how it goes. Go for a little stroll. Hughie Fury versus Povetkin. Right. Well, I did tell you about it, didn't I? Why is it every time I say a fight's going to happen, people come in and say, what's your source, mate? Is it official? It's official now. Same people ask the same damn questions. So it's official. Just as I'm sure that probably Charles Martin versus Tyson Fury will happen. What they do, they put a fight out there to see what the public think about it, and if they think it's really trash, they pull it out. So the public consensus is, alright, yeah, Charles Martin, he's alright, he's okay, he's alright, and they'll give you Charles Martin. Tyson Fury, as far as I'm concerned, has got no intention of fighting any top level heavyweights apart from Deontay Wilder. That's my thoughts on it all. That's it. I think he's trying to make us smart now, trying to make as much money as possible while telling you he's going to fight everybody. When he actually isn't going to fight everybody. If you look at the defences Tyson's made of the linear heavyweight champion of the world, it's been absolutely disgusting. He fought, the 5'11" guy, and after he fought him, he went and fought Pianetto, who'd been knocked out like 10 years ago by Klitschko, and then he fought Wilder, which we thought was a good fight, and then let me make sure I don't get my arse knocked over here, and then after that he's now going to come and fight Tom Schwartz and then tell the world that it was a great fight he had, when I told you exactly what would happen in that fight. And now we've got this fight coming up with Charles Martin, which I'm sure will fight Charles Martin. How should we walk? Should we walk down the main road? Should we walk down the side road? What shall we do? Should we go down the main road? We can go down the main road if you want. We can go down the side road. What do you want to do? Down by the sea or down the main road? Main road or sea? But you've seen the sea already, so I'll just take you down the main road. You can see Worthing at night, or part of Worthing at night. So my thoughts about Hughie Fury versus Alexander Povetkin. Dangerous fight. Dangerous fight because of the way Hughie Fury fights. Thank you. It's a very dangerous fight. I'll tell you why I think it's a dangerous fight. Here we go. And the reason why I think, yes, Ruben, the reason why I think it's a dangerous fight for Hughie is the way that our friend Samuel Peter almost walked through Hughie Fury's punches. Unreal. I have done a town tour series. It's called Along the Coast. Evening. It's called Along the Coast. Type in Along the Coast Worthing and you'll see it. I'm just going for a stroll through here, town. But yeah, anyway. So it's like Where am I? He's walking along this road. At this time of night, it's like Worthing's undesirables all out.
You go and have it right up.
And then you have a few desirables. So, where was I? Yeah, so I didn't like the way that, for the most part, Sammy Peter was able to walk through and take Hughie Fury's best punches, his big right hands, big looping right hands. Samuel Peter, age 40, whatever, was able to just literally walk through those shots. He couldn't do that against Klitschko. Povetkin is very good on the attack, and he's still good at getting out of range a little. Yeah, that's a concern for me. The other concern was that Samuel Peter, there's a few shots that clipped Hughie, clipped him, and he had a big smile on his face, so he knew the power of Samuel Peter. The thing is, I think Povetkin can connect on Hughie. I think he can get inside them long arms. What the hell is that music? Damn, what is that music? Town Centre, by the way. Oh, this guy's got it on. Guy's got his own beatbox.
I thought it was something about me. I'm not playing on the base.
So, there's one of our lovely night buses. Well, not night bus. We've got buses that travel all night. Get a bus till 4 o'clock in the morning to Brighton and back. That's our bus. One's going. There you go. So, back to Hughie Fury. Let's get the camera back on me. You know, you've seen enough of the damn town. Right. Okay. So, back to Hughie Fury and Povetkin. For me, it's a dangerous fight. Another dangerous fight. If Povetkin can get on the inside of Hughie Fury, he doesn't seem to like pressure. Yeah, maybe Peter does something. No, we don't. I know Povetkin keeps himself in shape. I know Povetkin's always training and keeps himself in shape. I know he's been doing lots of sparring. So I don't know. But it's make or break time for Hughie Fury. Because Povetkin, for the flip's sake. Right, so I know Povetkin just keeps himself in great shape. But the thing about Hughie that concerns me is how uncomfortable he looks up close when he's put under pressure and his back's against the ropes. I think he's got an excellent jab, but again, his fight against Samuel Peter wasn't a fight you would turn around and say was spectacular. I wanted to see him knock Samuel Peter out, spark out, like lay him flat, lay him out flat. That's what I'd like to see. But did we see that? No. We saw, Peter getting close, and at times you wondered if one of them right hands land clean. Where does Hughie go? I don't know. I'll tell you something now. If he leaves himself open, like he left himself open against someone like Samuel Peter, and Samuel Peter was able to land, if Samuel Peter is able to cause problems, then I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know where that takes. I mean, I don't like, for me, Hughie's going to have to shorten his punches up. How you doing? He's going to have to shorten his punches up. Definitely have to shorten his punches up, I think. Definitely needs to shorten his punches up, I think. He needs to shorten his punch up against Povetkin. The one thing he's got to do against Povetkin is hide that right hand. That's what Joshua did very well. He kept Povetkin on the jab for the most part, kept him on the jab, kept him on the jab, hid the right hand, used it sparingly, and then landed a right hand, blinded Povetkin with a jab and landed a big right hand. And it was, for me, barring the point where Joshua got rocked, it was an impressive performance by Anthony Joshua. But Huey now has shown me he's not that type of a puncher. He's not that type of puncher. And the question is, he's physically that strong. So he's got to put the sort of performance on against Povetkin and show that physical strength. If he loses, Eddie might send him towards a Joe Joyce fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. I don't know if he gets a beating from Joe Joyce. I really don't. I'm not sure if he does. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. A Joe Joyce fight? I don't see that fight happening, personally. I don't see... Oh, if it does happen, why would it happen? Why would Joe Joyce be fighting Hughie Fury unless it's for a world title? I personally don't see it happening. Joe Joyce and Hughie Fury would know one another. Oh, bunch of girls. Hughie Fury and Joe Joyce would know one another. I think they've sparred before together, so I don't see there's any point in that fight. Within an inch. I don't want to see that fight. I really don't see that fight. I see nothing exciting about the fight. I see nothing interesting about the fight. I'll just get this up again for you now. You can have a look around. So, like I said, Hughie Fury versus Povetkin, the way I look at it is this. How much has Sasha got left? I mean, he got knocked out by Joshua. He didn't get knocked out clean in the first couple of rounds. And he did rock Joshua in that fight. Physical strength of Hughie Fury is still questionable. It's still questionable. Where he's got an excellent jab, great. His back foot game's not the greatest, I don't think. Yes, he is slippery and he doesn't get nailed, which is good things, but still not fully convinced about his physical strength and being able to keep off guys who throw the volume of punches that Sasha does. Not only the volume of punches, but with the accuracy and the power. So you've got power with Povetkin, you've got experience with Povetkin, you've got boxing ability, boxing at a very high level with Povetkin. So you've got a number of things to look forward, to look at for the fight. A number of things. So whole number of things. He's only really been hurt by big punches. Yeah, he has. And that's what I'm saying. You look at the guys who have dropped Povetkin, big punches. But Huck was able to rock him as well. But Huck is a relatively big punch at cruiserweight. So, don't know. Let's get his camera back up again. Not sure. I don't know what to think. I think it's a good fight. But Hughie's got to show his class. Keep the centre of the ring. He doesn't win the fight. For me, he doesn't win this fight if he allows Povetkin middle range or up close. If he allows him to get from middle range up close, mid range, it's Povetkin's fight. He's got to keep Povetkin at long range. Because if he doesn't, he'll find himself in a lot of trouble. What else are we going to talk about? Talk to me. No, he doesn't have to throw the right hand more. That's the problem. If he opens up and throws them wild right hands like he likes to throw them big looping right hands, he's liable to get himself knocked out on the way throwing that shot coming forward. He leaves himself very open when he throws that right hand. Very open. It's a wild right hand. And it's a looping right hand. And it's a right hand against that better heavyweights can see and spot. Certainly Peter was able to see that right hand coming. It's not like he hides that right hand for the most part. So the punches I think are going to be key for Hughie in this fight is not the right hand looping, it's the right uppercut. I mean, I'd like to see Hughie throw more of the right uppercut. I'd like to see Hughie throw the jab and tie him up. Yeah, his gas tank has gotten worse with age. But you saw, even with the Joshua fight, he was able to shake up Joshua early on. Well, no, I think the jab I think his jab's a world-class jab. My problem again with Hughie is what he puts behind that. That's my biggest concern. What does he put behind that jab? So we have to see the continuing development of Huey Fury and how he improves. Very important. So, I've done that. Who else? Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else that comes to mind. Yeah, I've watched that for them. I don't, it's quiet. Very quiet at the moment, so I'm going inside now, man. So I thought I'd just do this very quick video. Yeah. Oh, by the way, before I finish, massive announcement to mention BWTM online. If you're into your music and you love your music and you're an independent artist or you know independent artists, music, podcast, the lot, check out Duzik Music. Go across the BWTM online. I finished doing an interview tonight with the former manager of Destiny's Child. You hear Whyte pass Vada after fight 2. There we go. That's what I said to you. A lot of people are jumping on the Whyte bandwagon. My point is this. I think there's a lot of they're trying to scare Dillian Whyte and show him, well, listen, we've got power here. This is what we can do if you don't follow our instructions. I want to know what Dillian Whyte's next move is. If he passes, I want to know either who he signs to or I want to see his next move. It's important what his next move is. That will tell me whether it's been an all boys brigade. That's always the clue. What does he do after this happens? What's his plan? What's his next movement? What does he engage with next? What does he do? Is he still staying independent, or does he do something else? That's the question. What's that? Let's see what people are saying. Live chat. But Vada didn't catch them first time though. Okay. Well, I don't know. But it's irrelevant point. But this makes it more interesting. LOL. But this is what I said. This is what I was saying to you all before. When you all jumping down saying, he's a drug cheat and all this stuff. I wasn't too convinced on that. I'm still not convinced on it. They're going to have to show me more evidence. You know, to me, it just seems that they're trying to threaten him because he was making a power move that they didn't like. That's what it seems to me. It's amazing how they've exposed this Dean Whyte situation for him not being his brother but somebody else. That's one thing. You know, and now they're threatening him, saying, hey, listen, if you don't do as we say, it sounds to me, if you don't do what we say, we can ban you for 8 years. We can ban you for a long time, and we can end your boxing career. That's what it sounds like to me. And he's already made some comments which are controversial comments, which are not like, look at what happened to Jarrell Miller. So let's see what Jarrell Miller does when he comes back. Let's see who Jarrell Miller signs with. Let's see if it's the same organisation and the same team he's with when he comes back. Let's just see. Is Dean Whyte Dillian Whyte's brother or not? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's not my business to comment. And if it is or he isn't, it's not my business to comment if he is or he's not. Whyte isn't that much of a threat to the top 3 though. Mate, you've no clue. You've no clue. You think that you sit behind a keyboard and you make these assumptions, and that's why half the time you don't get what I say. And then when it comes out afterwards, after you've done it, then you've listened to somebody who's a bit more researched than yourself, and then when the information comes out, you go, oh. Listen, WBC don't like him, but not enough to risk reputation too much on Dillian Whyte. Don't be silly, my friend. You don't understand what WBC are. If you, mate, trust me, you need to go and do your research. You talk like somebody who's not researched. You talk like somebody who has a very limited knowledge about the sport, the inside of the sport, what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But the first thing you need to do, if you want to go and do some research, ask yourself the question: why has Don King had such a strong relationship with the WBC? Go find out that. Go do your research on that. And then you can start to begin the information. Is Whyte really that dangerous boxer? Life and death with Parker, Chisora twice, and Rivas pretty average, to be honest. Pretty average. While he knocked his first match and knocked Joseph Parker down, he knocked out Derek Chisora, the left hook. So I think to call somebody very average sounds to me that you I don't know what side you're batting for, mate. But to call a fighter pretty average, who's fought three of the top fighters in the world, and these are top fighters in the world. They're not like, I know it's not all roses, but it seems strange their vendetta against Whyte. No, it's not. I told you already. I broke it down to you before. You're dealing with you're messing with big business. You are starting talking about a man who's a multi-million dollar business. You're messing around with people's money. AJ is big money. And when you start talking about he's doing drugs and this and that, and he's PED and he's going off to Dubai, you're getting other people's business. And you're saying he's injecting himself, you're getting other people's business. And when you get in other people's business, you're getting involved with other people's money. That's when there's two places where people don't like money and family. And you're messing around money there. So you don't get it. You don't understand it. You seem biased to anti-establishment fighters, though, Ella, it's a good thing rooting for someone doing their own thing. Mate, you are somebody who's not very educated, just by the comments you make. I'm anti-establishment. Mate, I'm anti-establishment. So you're pro-establishment. See, you're not very educated, are you? So if you're pro-establishment, why are you listening to me? Why are you on this channel? Because this is an independent channel. So why are you listening to what I've got to say? It's kind of idiotic things you say. The referee was saving Whyte in the 12th of the Rivas fight. Plus he had tampered gloves. Of course, so you were there actually in the dressing room to see the gloves tampered with. Because you were there and you checked the gloves, right? Because you were in the dressing room. So you know the gloves were tampered with. Right? So you know. What kind of a statement is that? This is what I'm talking about. Unless you really were in the dressing room. And if you were in the dressing room, thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. But how can somebody say I'm very much anti-establishment? Well, that clearly means that you are establishment. Right? So, yeah. I'm anti-you. That's right. I'm anti-you. So, I just, listen. Well, I told you, Ruben, we shouldn't talk. We really shouldn't talk. There's nothing worse than somebody talking to you, uneducated, and coming and talking to you. Here we go now. What's up, bro? I'm cool. I never heard of tampered gloves. Whyte handled Rivas. Well, I heard that stuff as well. I had some stuff about that as well. But everyone, like, you talk as if you were in the room. He had tampered gloves. Were you in the room? Have you got evidence of that? Did you sign the gloves off? How you know the gloves are tampered? This is sort of nonsense like that you listen over. Oh, who told you that? A boxing media outlet told you that? I mean, like, Whyte's performances haven't been great. He turned down offers to get his title shot. Mate, when you understand that being an independent rather than being an establishment, you would understand the challenges somebody faces when they're an independent. When you're trying to do things your own way, remember Audley Harrison, all the challenges Audley Harrison had? Mate, if you understood the challenges Audley Harrison had, then you understand he hasn't shown that much that he got threatened top three. How many good fighters has Tyson Fury fought since he's come back? You open your big mouth. How many fighters has Tyson Fury fought since he's come back? He's the linear heavyweight champion of the world. How many good fighters has he fought since he's come back? He fought one decent fighter, which is Deontay Wilder. How many other decent fighters has Tyson Fury fought since he's come back? How many decent fighters Tyson Fury fought since he's come back? Who's been the most active heavyweight in the last year? Thomas Hauser told him about the gloves. Oh, there you go. Man. Ruben, just keep it quiet, mate. Keep it quiet. Take your chat, open up a channel, and talk that crap. But don't come and talk that crap to me, because you know I ain't going to listen to it. I tell you straight as it is. The amount of rubbish that comes out your mouth is unreal. You read an article and then you repeat it. You don't take the time to do the research. This is what I call about a lazy society. People don't do their research. And then when they come and argue with me, who actually does his research and understands how things go. Sport's not the only way. You see it within other ways of the world. Was Whyte dirty? I don't know. But I ain't in a position to say that he is. But I certainly know the last 600 days plus, he has not had a shot for the WBC title. Which makes you wonder why. which makes you wonder why. And by the way, he turned down Pulev. Why did he turn down Pulev? I know a lot of guys that turned down Pulev. Tyson Fury turned down Pulev. What are you talking about? AJ never fought Pulev. AJ turned down Ortiz. Shall we keep going? AJ turned down Wada, $100 million fight. Talk to me. Don't talk shit on my channel, please. When you're talking about people turning down fights, did you see the contract? Did you read the contract? 63 days or 600 days? Whyte fought Del Boy twice, Park. Exactly. Hold on, let me read this a second. Let me read this stuff. Right. Whyte fought Del Boy twice, though Parker fight was good. Win. Okay. Answer your question again. Who has Tyson Fury fought since his comeback? Combined, Pianetta. Let's go. Pianetta. That silly, whatever his name was, the first guy he had to come back with. What's the other guy I fought? And then look at the records on the guys they fought in combined. And then look at the three guys. Parker, former world champion. Brown, former world champion. That's two world champions he's fought, the former world champions he's fought there. Helenius was the next here to the Klitschko's. They talked about him, Helenius, at one point. And Chisora, twice. The same Chisora that knocked out Taka, may I say. That AJ couldn't knock out. And almost went life and death with. Parker had Whyte down in the 12th, and he was life and death there. He lost to Chisora first fight. I was huffing and puffing against Rivas. Mate, he fought the fights. He fought the fights. He fought the good opposition as far as I'm concerned. Mate, that's why boxing, that's why I don't got no time. See this stuff here? Brown's trash. Helenius got knocked out by Washington last fight. Haha. You see why I don't bother? You see why I'm not bothering with this sport no more? Because people like you that are talking here is the reason why the sport is a shit that it is today. That's why we got shit pay-per-view cards. Because people like you don't appreciate fighters on the up that are actually fighting decent opponents. You talk about fighters not fighting the best, but at the time, Lucas Brown, when he fought Lucas Brown, was considered one of the best in the world. That's what made the fight an interesting fight. The Helenius fight was meant to be for a mandatory shot. So there were all the people he had to fight to get to where he needed to get to. How many people has Tyson fought on his comeback have been decent? So I really don't want to hear nothing more about trashing Dillian Whyte. Just say you don't like Dillian Whyte and move on. Right? Just say you don't like Dillian Whyte and move on. Right? Because you're just signing like biased people, very biased people. Right? Oh, this person's trash, that person's trash. So you're one of them people that think that he is. You think you're one of those people that'll just throw the book at Dillian Whyte. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you all something. The way your Tyson was out for 2 years and schooled Wilder. Yeah. All right. Let's come up with this one now. He schooled Wilder. Does schooling somebody mean they get knocked down twice and look up the lights in 12th round? Is that schooling somebody? Or in his eyes, is schooling a dosser? Does that mean anything? So basically, all right. So in that case, then he schooled Wilder. Wilder's a bum, right? So basically, Tyson's fought bums all on his way back. All his comeback, he's fought all bums. If you want to go by that, then he fought bums. Dossers. Because he called Wilder a dosser. So he fought a dosser. This is my point. He schooled the WBC champion now. Yeah, of course. Schooled him, of course. If schooling means getting knocked down twice in a fight and almost knocked out in the 12th round because of a referee's slow count, if that's calling schooled, then fine. Fine. Mate, I swear. Mate, you say that Fury schooled Wilder, but Wilder's a dosser, right? And Fury called him a dosser. So what the hell are you talking about? He schooled a dosser. He's meant to school a dosser, right? He's meant to school a bum, right? Because a bum is trash, right? Just like how Dillian Whyte, we're breaking his resume down, not making blanket judgments. Whatever. If you've got so many opinions and you've got so many thoughts, start a YouTube channel, and good luck to you. My point is this, Mr. Guerrero, this is my final words to you. You are clearly establishment, and you have no time for independence, and I have no time for you. Goodbye. Mr. Francis, be balanced in your opinion. If Tyson Fury fought a dosser in Wilder, then Wilder's trash and a bum, in your opinion. Then Fury on his comeback has fought nothing but trash on his comeback. And as for the other one, Whyte, if Fury's been fighting, if Whyte's been fighting trash, then Fury's been fighting absolute garbage. So he's meant to school the garbage. According to you, if we're going to go down that road, because I try and be as balanced as possible. I don't believe that. I think Wilder is one of the best heavyweights in the world, one of the biggest punchers in heavyweight boxing today. Whyte went 12 rounds with Dave Allen, okay? And your point is, AJ got knocked out by a guy that beat Joseph Parker. The same Joseph Parker that got beat by AJ, right? And then the same AJ that struggled with Alex Leopai, that Parker that also got beat by Dillian Whyte. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Joseph Parker went 10 rounds with Alex Leopai, who got knocked out in 4 or 5 rounds by Vladimir Klitschko how many other years ago? Okay? Vladimir Klitschko knocked out Pianeta in 4 or 5 rounds. Tyson Fury went to points with Pianeta. What are you talking about? That was older Pianeta. Whyte struggled with Ian Lewison. Wow. Fury got beat by McDermott in his first fight. You want to go there? Fury got beat by McDermott in his first fight. Do you want to go there? Fury got beat in his first fight by John McDermott. Do you want to really go there? Don't go there. Because that shuts you completely down. John McDermott beat Tyson Fury. Go back and look at that fight, the first fight. Whyte's wins have been looking worse with time. But you also think that Whyte's a drug cheat as well. So there you go. It's all the biasness is coming out now. It's all coming out now. Fury would have beat Whyte with his... Oh, you know what? Mr. Francis, I've realised you're trolling now. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so looks like if I want to have any more decent conversation on this channel, because I'm getting really annoyed by you guys now. Fury's a drug cheat. He made up his mental health BS to cover it up. Well, there's another opinion right there. We can only think what we want to think, but Fury's a cheat too. All right, well, fine. Okay, fine. We'll say that then. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this. Try and be balanced in your opinion. Try and be balanced in your opinion. At least if you're going to come on this channel, try and be balanced. I try and keep as balanced view as possible. Embrace. My apologies to those people out there who generally tune into the channel to have decent conversation. I apologise for the 2 or 3 that ruin it for the rest. Please, I do apologise. It's almost embarrassing at times. Do I think Price can mix it with the best of them? I think if that right hand lands on anybody, one right hand away from becoming heavyweight champion of the world. I've always said it. He just needs to be matched right. Just needs to be matched right. Price needs to be matched right. If you match Price, David Price's career has been based on bad management and bad decisions and bad fights picked at the wrong time. That's what I think. If David Price's career was managed like Deontay Wilder's career, David Price would be a world champion today. I'm telling you, the right fights at the right time. First of all, you don't fight Tony Thompson. You avoid the Tony Thompson fight. How is thinking both of cheats? Oh, God. So yeah, right. I got a place to be. Thank you for the majority of you. Thank you so much for being balanced, and thank you for tuning in as always. It's appreciated. The bottom line is just try and be balanced. I try and be as balanced as possible on the channel. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can. I'm out of here. Have a good night. Take care.